What's good, family? Good vibes, good vibes. The Zeus Effect and religion. I go by the name Pushy Push. Down below is my TikTok at pushy.push. Definitely drop a like and subscribe over there. I drop long form videos over there, definitely. Also, drop a like right here to my YouTube at Pushy Push. And also, check out my website, pushypush.com. There's been a bit of notification issues with the YouTube. So definitely go over there and subscribe over there so you can receive notifications from me personally. All right, so let's get into this video right here. I am basically continuing my last two videos. So this video right here is a summary of the last two videos. So I was talking about Bible and I was talking about church, and I was showing how they had dual meanings, like the way that we perceive it today and the way that it was perceived during the Middle Ages. So this video is like a summary, and I'm going to show the Zeus effect that is on the Bible, that is on the word church. Both those words fall underneath what I consider Zeus mythology or Greek mythology. So I want to show that right there. Um, what we're looking at right here is the genealogy of Zeus. And what I'm saying is one of these names on this list right here is the name of Bible. And one of these names on here is the name of church. So Bible has a Greek name and church has a Greek name. And this comes from the Middle Ages. So we're taught after the 16th century a different meaning with church and Bible. But what I'm going to show is the Zeus effect on that very word right there, Bible and church. So let me turn it to this next one. Right here is Maccabees, second Maccabees. And I wanted to use this as an example, because I believe we have been forced to praise Zeus and all the Olympian gods through entertainment, through advertisement, and through religion. So there was a time when this whole Greek mythology was not accepted and it was forced upon, in my opinion, the world. So this portion right here, and we're not going to read all the Maccabees, we're just going to read just part right here in the yellow, but it helps bring, a greater understanding to, are we affected by, Greek religion? Does it have any play on the very things that we use when we go to say praise, where we go to praise at in the book we read in? So in my opinion, the word Bible comes from a Greek word, which comes from a Greek god, and the word church falls in the exact same way. So when I'm saying that right there, that is what I mean when I say the Zeus effect and religion. Does this Greek mythology actually play a role in our life today? So I'm going to jump to this verse right here. We're only going to read the yellow because it helps make sense of things. But it says, not long after this, the king sent an Athenian senator to compel the Jews to forsake the law of their ancestors and to no longer live by the laws of God. It says, and to also pollute the temple in Jerusalem and call it the temple of Olympian Zeus, and to call the one in Gerzim the temple of Zeus, the friend of strangers. Now, what's interesting about this is they sent an Athenian senator to talk to people about changing their religion. Now, when I look at this, I'm looking at this as Rome. So when a senator comes down, he's not coming to talk to a small town. The senator is coming to talk to a nation. That is how I look at that part right there. And this is how I look at things today. Do we praise Zeus? Like, does every nation have to praise Zeus? You know, we do the Olympics, and that is under Zeus. I'm looking at this piece right here, and this is a senator. He's not going to regular places. You know, Rome conquered nations. So I imagine when a senator gets sent to you, it's coming to talk to your kingdom, coming to talk to your people. And it's telling them that they need to stop praising the way that they were and start praising Zeus. The question is, does that rule still apply today? And that is what I'm saying with the word Bible and with the word church, is they fall in line with this verse right here of something that conquered everything coming and telling everyone to change their religion. So we're going to get into that part right there now. Here is Alexander the Great and the secrets of Zeus Amon. So Alexander falls right in that Roman category, you know, a situation where you've conquered a bunch of land and then you send one of your representatives to the kingdoms that you've conquered, and you basically tell them you want them to change their religion and praise what you praise. And if you look at the Zeus right here, he looks like a wild man. He has the horns on the back of his head right there. So who knows what the people were really being asked to praise. But what stood out right here is the name Zeus Ammon, Ammon. I wanted to show you something. So in the Bible, it represents, you know, there's a Ammon also. It says in the Bible, Ammon refers to a nation and its people, the Amorites, who inhabit the region east of the Jordan River. So the thing is, the senator, when it came down, it told nations, not individual people, it told nations they needed to they needed to worship Zeus. So you see the name Ammon right there. Ammon. And then you go back, Zeus, Ammon. So see, the people were forced to praise Zeus, a whole nation. And in my studies, I feel like that still applies today. Like your ruling leadership, via if it's even in government or the church, still follows under this Zeus rule right here. And the people rejected it. That is what I was showing, you know, in the last verse right here. They rejected this right here. Even though they were being told, they were rejecting this. And yet, you know, you have a place, Ammon refers to a nation. So we're talking about the senator came down and told a nation, you know, we want you to praise Zeus. This to me is still in effect today. So what I'm going to show is two names on this list. Two names on this list is the name of church and is the name of Bible. Both names on here. There's two names on here on this whole list right here that is connected to Zeus itself. So I'm going to recap a little bit of what Bible is, and then I'm going to show its connection to one of these names on this list. And the same thing with church. And this will give you a greater understanding that, you know, there is a Zeus effect, like the situation where the people turned down being told they had to praise Zeus. somehow they were still forced to do it. And I'm saying in the year 2000, we are still forced to do it. It's just been repackaged to me. So we'll jump to that. Right here, you have Bible and you have the word church. And what I'm saying is they have dual meanings, a meaning for our generation and a meaning that was during the Middle Ages and possibly even in the BC time period. But for most people, Bible means basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what most people consider Bible to mean. Church means assembly. It means a place where you gather to have Christian worship. These are the things that we're told. But what I'm saying is Bible is the name of a female god. And I'm saying church is the name of a female god. And both of these, goddesses, both of these connect to Zeus. And that is what I'm about to show right here. They're a part of the Zeus family. So with Bible, right here it says parallel. And you can see that we're looking at the spelling Bible and Bible. So we want to know, that both these words are the same. Bible, both are the same words. And this is just showing you that depending the tongue you speak, you might say this slightly different, but it is the same word right here. Bible. And this is very important, the spelling of it. So I was showing this in the last video where it says in the yellow Bible. So it's basically asking, in this little read right here, had a person read, their Hebrew Bible or Hebrew Bible right there. So I'm showing you 3 different ways that the word Bible is written. Bible is in the Middle Ages. This is a lot older right here. But Bible, Hebrew Bible, and then you have Bible and Bible. So 3 different ways of looking at the spelling of Bible. And this is very, very important. So Bible, and then you see the word Bible, Hebrew Bible, which is in our interpretation would be Hebrew book or Hebrew Bible. That's how we would interpret it. But we're going to look at the word Bible, and that's what is important. See right here, when you go into the Dutch, when you go into German, and you look at it in the Old English, then you find the true meaning of what a lot of these words mean. So here's the word Bybele, Bybele, Bybele. And it says the goddess Sybil or Cybele, Cybele, often represented wearing a headdress like the tower of a city. So that is Bybele, the goddess Cybele. So Bybele. We go back. You see that? Hebrew, Bybele, Bybele. So in our generation, Bible is the name of the holy book. But in the Middle Ages and going down into the BC time period, Bible, Bybele, Bybele, is the goddess Cybele. So they're both the same. Sybil and Bible are the same thing. That's very important right there. That is saying, so what am I saying? I'm saying that this Bible right here, the word Bible, is the name also Sybil. The word Bible, Bybele, is also a goddess, Cybele. So the book that we hold is the name of the mother goddess. The very title of the holy book is the name of the mother goddess. When we look right here, it says Cybele, and then it says Rhea right there. Very important. Mother goddess, the mother goddess. So Cybele and Rhea. We go back. You see Cybele right there, Cybele. Same thing, Cybele, and then it's slash Rhea. You see Bibele, so Bible and Sybil are the same. And when you put them together, you get the Greek goddess name, Rhea. And if we go on this sheet right here, the genealogy of the Olympians, and we look at the second row next to Cronus, you see Rhea. That is the name of Bible. Bible is the mother goddess. Bible is Chronos' wife, Rhea. So let me show you that again. So that's Rhea right there. You see it says Cybele, Cybele, and then slash Rhea. Okay, you go back. The word Bibele is the goddess Cybele. So Bibele, Bible, is Sybil. So the title of this book, Bible, is the name of the goddess wife, the wife of Chronos, Rhea. And the name Rhea has been changed to Bibele, and then it was changed to Sybil or Cybele. So the holy book, the true name of this deity is Rhea. Cybele, there's Rhea. This is Chronos' wife. That is what the title of the book is. Bible is Chronos' wife, Rhea. Again, let me show you one more time before we go on to church. Right here, you see Bible, Bible. You see Hebrew, Bibele. This is what the thought in our mind that this means, the holy book. But when you get to the Middle Ages and under, Bibele, the exact same word that's next to Hebrew, it actually means the goddess Cybele. So these are the same people. So when you go and you look up Cybele, they tell you Cybele, Sybil, is the goddess Rhea. And the goddess Rhea is Chronos' wife, the second line where there's a heart. Rhea. That is who Bible is. So the Zeus Effect is on the very cover of the holy book. That's the point when I was showing from the beginning in Maccabees, when I showed the Athenian senator coming down and he's telling a nation, you need to praise Zeus. Well, I still think that stands. I think that if you're a Christian and you uphold the Bible, then you are upholding the laws of Zeus, at least by the cover of the book. Because Bible, when we go and we break it down, it starts off, this is how we see it, Bibele. And then it changes. It gets older, Bybel. And then it gets even older, Bybele. And this is under the thought, like I said, of it being just a holy book. But the truth of the matter is, Bibele is the goddess Cybele, and Sybil is the goddess Rhea. So the book, the holy book, is under the Zeus Effect. Bible is the name of Chronos' wife, the original mother goddess. So let's get ready to look at church, because it falls right underneath the exact same thing. We're taught a certain thing in our time period, but when you go to the Middle Ages, it means something totally different. So right here is church, and this is how we know it. We know it as the noun church, and it means assembly set aside for Christian worship, where a place where you can go and praise the Lord. That is how we know church as of today. But when you go to the Old English, right underneath the word church, then you get another word, Circe. So this word right here is the original name for church. That's why it says Old English. So I know we say it like this, church, but this is the original way to say church, Circe, in Old English. But the problem is when you look up the word Circe, which is supposed to mean church, so church, Old English, Circe, Circe, when you look it up, this is what you get to the right, Circe. But Circe is a beautiful enchantress who transformed men into swine who drank from her cup. So Circe is the same Circe right here, Old English church. So the word church is the name of the enchantress. Church, Old English Circe. So no matter what, you can't say church means assembly. No, they're showing you the Old English word, Circe, Circe. And when you look up that word, you're going to get the enchantress right here. And then this gets a whole lot deeper because this is Circe right here. This is the enchantress right here. So church is named after the enchantress. There's church, Old English underneath, Circe, Circe. So the original name for church is Circe. Circe is even looked at as a noun, beautiful enchantress who transform men into animals. That is what church is. Church is the name of the enchantress. We look at it modernly, assembly. But in the Old English, that's where you got to go Old English. So Old English is the Middle Age. You'll find its true meaning. And its true meaning is an enchantress. And then this is what she looks like. If you go over here to moon myths, so this is one of the old copies that I was able to find. You see right here, it shows in the yellow Diana, and then it says Circe right underneath. So this is showing that Diana, the horn huntress, this is who she is, and Diana is also Circe. So if you see to the right, Diana, Circe, right underneath. So Diana is Circe. This woman right here is Diana. This woman is Diana, and she's also Circe. Circe is also church. So church is actually Diana. Church is actually Diana. There's Circe right there. Circe is the enchantress to the right. Old English church. Circe to the right. That is Circe's image. But when you get into it, Circe is actually Diana, the huntress, the horn huntress. And then this gets a lot further. Because if you look at this, Diana is Artemis. Diana is Artemis. So if we look on here, on this sheet right here, you see next to Apollo down at the bottom, next to Apollo, Artemis. So Artemis is Diana. Diana is Circe. Circe is church. So church is Diana. Diana is Artemis. So you have two people in the, or, Greek gods, goddesses from the Zeus family line. That's why I said Zeus effect. So Bible is connected to Rhea up at the top, second line, Kronos' wife. Bible's connected to Rhea, and church is connected to Artemis next to Apollo. That's what church is connected to. Here is Apollo right here on this coin to the right. There's Diana right here on the left. I mean, basically, Apollo on the left, Diana on the right. That's what you're seeing, those two names right there. If you go back, there's Apollo, but the thing is, you see Artemis right there. So you have to realize that Artemis is Diana, just like Diana is Circe. Diana is Artemis, and Diana is also Circe. And Circe is also church. So no matter what, when you go to the church, you are going to a building that is made to praise Diana. The name church is Diana's name. That's what I'm saying. The name Circe, Old English. There's church, Old English. Circe. You see it to the right. Beautiful enchantress, turn men into swine. That's Circe. If you go and you look into the history, you see that Diana is Circe. And then when you go and you look who Diana is, she is Artemis. And Artemis is at the bottom next to Apollo. They're brother and sisters. But Artemis is also called Diana. So there's Apollo and Diana right there. So church is Diana, which is ultimately Artemis. That's what church is. So Bible is Rhea and church is Artemis. This is the Zeus effect that I'm talking about. So in the beginning of the book, the beginning, right here, we were talking about how the Athenian senator came down. It didn't come to talk, to a small village of people. When Rome conquered, it conquered nations, it conquered kingdoms, and it told kingdoms that you need to praise the Olympian Zeus. And I'm saying to this very day, we are still underneath that Roman law, underneath this law that the Athenian came down. We're still underneath it. Why? Because the Holy Bible, its true name, Bible, it's connected to Rhea, Kronos' wife. And the name church, the place that you go to worship, is connected to Diana, which is Artemis, Apollo's sister. So the word church is Artemis. The word Bible is Rhea. That is the Zeus effect. That is what I call the Zeus effect. That this very law right here, that was written right here, is still in effect today. It's not being forced on you. It's been what I would consider to be repackaged. Like I said, the word church means assembly today. But in the Middle Ages, the word church was a whole nother word, and it meant Circe, a goddess. And that goddess turns out to be Diana, and Diana is Artemis, Apollo's sister. That is the Zeus effect. And the same thing for Bible. We looked at Bible, we looked at the second way Bible was spelled, and then you see the word Hebrew Bibele. When you go into the ancient Middle Ages, you start to see Bibele is actually a mother goddess. And that mother goddess, the name was also Cybele. And then it shows Sybil being also Rhea. Just one more time, because that you can't make that up. That is Diana. Diana is Artemis. So Circe, Diana is the same thing. So this Circe right here is also Diana. That means church is also Diana. Is so that's Artemis right there. Every time you go into a church, you are going into uh, a temple of Artemis. That is what you're going to. And when you pick up this book right here, you're picking up the mother goddess Rhea. That is what you're picking up. I know this is the most deepest one because it's Bible itself. So this is the reason why I went and I showed it in 3 different ways. So Bible like that, Bible as Bible, and then I show it Bibele with the word Hebrew. So you can understand that in this context, it's looked as the book, the holy book. But what I'm showing is in the Middle Ages, this word Bibele was associated to the mother goddess, Cybele. So Bibele and Cybele are the same words, just like Diana. And Cybele is the goddess Rhea, which is on the second line with the heart, Kronos' wife, Rhea. That is what Bible is. Bible is the name of the mother goddess, the mother of Zeus, That is what Bible is. That is the name of Zeus's mother. And church is the name of Zeus's sister, Artemis. That is the Zeus effect. Simply on the cover of the book. We didn't even go inside of the book because that right there is going to be mind blowing, which I am going to do with these next videos. So we're going to go inside, but I spent the last couple videos showing that, we are in a history reset. The things that were rejected in the Middle Ages, the things that were rejected even during BC time period has been repackaged. And the things that are rejected, we use them today. We uphold them today. We look at them as the divine way, and really not understanding that it's all Luciferian. It's still Luciferian, like we didn't escape it. They just repackaged it. They told you the word church means assembly. But if you go and look into the Old English, you'll find out it is Circe, the woman who turned men into swine. And then you also find out that Circe is also, Artemis, which is Diana. You also find out that Bible is also Sybil, and Sybil is Rhea. So the Bible, the holy book, that is Zeus's mother's name. Bible is Zeus's mother's name. And church is Artemis. That's Diana. That's Zeus's sister's name. So when you go into the church, you are going into the temple of Artemis. That is what's going on. We are still underneath this Maccabees law. Let me go down right here before I leave out. We're still underneath this Maccabees law. This never left. This law that was sent is still here today. We go to the Olympics. Every nation participates in it. We are all underneath the Zeus law. It's been changed. The names has been altered, but it's the exact same thing. So with that right there, family, definitely drop a like and subscribe. Also, the notifications. You got to hit all in the notifications, because some people are saying that they don't get the videos, when I update them, when I put them out. So definitely check inside of your subscribe button and make sure that you click on all, so it makes the video a priority. Outside of that, also visit my website, pushypush.com, because I am doing my own notifications. So where YouTube doesn't fulfill it, I'm taking the responsibility for myself, and I'm going to send my videos out to those who are requesting it. So go to the website, subscribe at the website, and so you can get the notification right there, and you'll be definitely there for the video drops and everything. So I appreciate you definitely watching this far. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And to the next time. All right.